What's up guys, Zac Perna here, and on today's video I'm going to show you guys the best and worst things to do when it comes to training arms, and I'll give you a full arm workout as well, so let's get into it. So guys, when it comes to training, a lot of people say there's a lot of exercises you should avoid, like the plague, but that is essentially clickbait in my opinion, so we're not going to do that today, hopefully. There aren't really any exercises that are that bad for you and that you should avoid. I mean, it comes down to the way you perform them. So you could take any machine exercise, and as long as you're performing it with the right cues and form, you can make it good. So it kind of depends on the person, but there's very few exercises that I would say don't do that. One of them will be a cheat curl. We'll talk about that, I just don't like it. But otherwise you can basically choose whatever exercises you like and provide the right training principles. So the first mistake we'll talk about today is going too heavy. Let's do some curls. So for some reason guys, when people think of doing dumbbell curls, they want to use as much weight as they can and hit like 6 reps, and they end up going way too heavy, swinging way too hard, and then the activation of your biceps is actually minimal. So I'll show you a set of what heavy shit form looks like, and then I'll show you what you should be doing. So people use their whole body to get this up. I'm getting the range, but there's a lot of activation of everything else. So I feel that in my buys, but what would be a lot better is halve the weight. And control it with my actual bicep. You get much more out of it. I'm going to hit about 10 to 12 reps here, failure. Now the second mistake people make is not controlling the negative. So by negative I mean the way down essentially. So what you want to do guys is don't do fast reps on the way down. So fast on the contraction, and you want to slow. So control it. This is what it looks like when you don't control the negative. It's just bouncing, it's using momentum. That's not what we want. So keep the tension on, squeeze, control. Reset at the bottom, slow. Now guys, this is what I alluded to earlier. This is the exercise I don't want you guys doing. So I think Arnold made this popular with the cheat curl. It's meant to overload the biceps with a heavier weight, but in my opinion, all it's doing is using your core, using momentum to get a heavier weight up, and then the only benefit you're getting is a slow negative, but at the cost of what it could do to your core, your back, and just getting other muscles involved. I don't think it's worth it. So I'll show you what a cheat curl looks like. I've done this before in the past, and it's a sure way to injure yourself. So essentially just, I didn't get that out with my bi at all. Now that's bicep. But a lot of people won't even control the negative. They'll just do this. Cheat kills, bro. Cheat kill. So it is cheating. I'll show you what you should be doing. See if I can use this weight still. Keep your shoulders pinned back, locked, squeeze, slow, reset, much harder. And if that grip hurts because of the supination, then use an easy bar if you like. Now, one thing you see people doing is partial reps. Now, I'm an advocate for partial reps when they're done properly, so when you know what you're doing with intent, but a lot of people don't. They'll just do partial reps and just pump them out. So what we want to do is actually have a lot of time and attention and not minimize it. So this is what you might see a lot of people doing in gym. You can go a lot heavier this way. You can do this all day. So you're a lot stronger at the top part of the rep, as opposed to stretching. This is where you're at your weakest, and then you're at your strongest. So people like to stay at their strongest, but we're not about that. Make it hard. All the way. Take the exercises through their full range. So the last mistake, guys, is just poor exercise selection. So what you see a lot of people doing is they'll think, okay, biceps. They'll do an easy bar curl, then they'll do a barbell curl, then they'll do an easy bar cable curl, and they're essentially using like the exact same exercise, but just with subtle variations. So you want to think carefully about the way you're programming your session. So I'll take you through my workout now and show you exactly why I choose exercises that I do. So guys, we're doing warm-ups here. So warm-up set, I always like to warm up on cables because you can just go start light and keep going heavier. And what we want is about 15 to 25 reps. I really like to go high on these. And we're supersetting cable curls with tricep rope pushdowns. Really just thinking about the muscles, stretching, squeezing. Should have a pretty sickening pump at the end of these. So next, I like to do an exercise to incorporate a bit more of the forearms for biceps and the brachialis. That little sucker in here, you see? So we're doing hammer curls. And what you want to focus on here, keeping them locked and squeezing up hard. Try not to use momentum. 10 to 12 reps. So we're supersetting this with a tricep pushdown. Now we're doing this as our first main compound movement, so we can go a little bit heavier. Moving for good failure. Change the grip and do more of a push down here. Gets a bit more chest in, but you can get a little bit more out of the tricep. Whew. I don't like to do these first because you end up being too much of a heavy weight and then you're more inclined to try to use other muscles to get it up there. So that's why I like to do this usually about second or third into the workout. You guys, also on this, while I've got you here, so many people use this exercise to try and target the peak or lengthen the bicep. Really, I know if you guys are wondering that, don't. It's just, if you want to grow your bicep, you have to grow your bicep. Don't worry about growing the peak here or extending it here. That's just your genetics. You just want to focus on growing your whole bicep using these movements, not targeting anything to elongate a muscle that you can't elongate.
The only muscle you can lengthen.
True, the only muscle you can lengthen is the BDH. It's the big dick of Hathi. No. And next up, I like to superset this with any movement to hit the long head of the tricep. So more of a stretching movement, like skull crusher, or any overhead ropes, overhead dumbbell extension. That's what we're doing today. And I like to brace my back against this little seat here, so I don't snap my shit up. And again, full range. Stretch, squeeze. Here is where I use partial range of motion, but with intent. So I'm not locking out entirely. I don't like the way it puts my elbow in that position, so I'll just go just short of lockout. But I still flex it at the end. Finish, guys, we're doing incline curls superset with some dips, either dip machine or just free weight dips, whatever you prefer. I really love to do these at the end of my workout, purely because the stretch you get. Because right here, that's in a full-on stretch position. Full on, mate, so it feels mint. Squeeze up, slow, hold the bottom, just for a split second. Keep your shoulders pinned back the whole way through too.
Let's go, Con.
Stretch and squeeze. That's what Hathi does with his BDH. Stretches and squeezes.
Hard.
So guys, as you can tell, the main principles that I want you to do when training arms is whenever you're doing something, whatever rep it is, you want to think stretch, slow it down, control it, little pause at the bottom, then squeeze, so you can squeeze up fast, and then hold the squeeze, and actually think about what you're training here. So you can choose any exercise and apply these principles. Stretch, control, squeeze. If you do that, you can't go wrong, and you'll be ripping your arms off the bone in no time. But otherwise, that is it for me, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a like it now actually. I will give you a second, like it. Comment something great, subscribe to the channel, and you guys know what to do. Stay mad.
I got a fresh cut in the denims, all these sexy jeans in my section, and slide into your DMs in the PM and the AM, then I slide into your feelings when you see just what I'm saying.